My name is Earl Dupree. I am a 73-year-old retired longshoreman from New Orleans, Louisiana. I have been drinking since I was 17 years old. I have been drunk for more of my adult life than I have been sober. I have lost 2 marriages, 3 jobs, and more mornings than I can count to this particular darkness. I am not a man who uses words like spiritual experience, but on a Thursday evening in September, my heart stopped for 11 minutes on my back porch. And what I was told about the meaning of life is the most important thing I have ever been given to say. Please subscribe to this channel. This one's for everybody who thinks they're too far gone. Let me tell you about the Thursday evening honestly. No drama, no warning signs I should have read. No moment where a reasonable person would have seen what was coming and made different choices. Just a Thursday evening in September in New Orleans, the way September evenings in New Orleans are. Warm still, the air carrying the particular quality that the city has after the worst of the summer heat has broken, but before fall has made any serious commitment. The kind of evening that would be beautiful if you were in the right condition to receive beauty. I was not in the right condition. I had been not in the right condition for most of 56 years. I sat on the back porch at 5:30 with a glass and a bottle of bourbon that I had purchased that afternoon with the specific casual transaction of a man for whom purchasing a bottle of bourbon is so ordinary it does not register as a decision anymore. It registers as weather. It just happens. My neighbor Darnell's dog was barking somewhere down the block. A radio from the house behind me was playing something I couldn't identify, but that had a quality of life, of people living in the ordinary way that I had been adjacent to for 73 years without fully inhabiting. I poured the first glass. I sat with it in the way that I sat with all my glasses. Not drunk, not celebrating, not even particularly enjoying. Present to the ritual of it. The specific ritual of a man who understood that the alternative to the ritual was feeling things he had been avoiding since 1967. The third glass was when my body made its decision. The back porch of my house on Burdett Street has been the primary location of my drinking for 16 years. Since I moved there after the second marriage ended, it is a small porch. Wood that needs painting has needed painting for 3 years. 2 chairs that I bought at a yard sale when I first moved in with the vague intention of having company that I almost never had. A wind chime that my daughter Celestine gave me 8 years ago when she was going through a period of trying to reach me through small gestures because the direct approach had stopped working. The wind chime still hangs there. She has stopped trying in the direct approach and the small gesture approach both. I understand why. I sat in my chair with the bourbon and the September evening and Darnell's dog and the radio from behind the fence. I was not thinking about anything specific. That was the point of the bourbon, to make the specific thinking stop and replace it with a general haze that was manageable in a way that specific thinking was not. Specific thinking for me tended to go to specific places. 967. What happened that year? What I did with what happened that year, what I chose, one choice at a time, for 56 years as a response to what happened. The bourbon was how I managed the specific thinking. At the third glass, my left arm felt strange. Not pain. Strange. Huh, I said out loud. To nobody. The way you say something to nobody when you live alone, and the habit of speaking aloud to empty rooms, has become your primary form of company. And then the porch was not where I was anymore. My neighbor Darnell found me. He told me this in the hospital 2 days later, sitting in the chair beside my bed with the specific discomfort of a man who does not do hospitals and who came anyway, because whatever he found on my porch had reached something in him that overrode the discomfort. Your dog was what found you first, I said. My dog found the gap in the fence, he said. I came looking for the dog, and found me, I said. And found you, he said. He is 61 years old, Darnell. Has lived behind me for 9 years. We have the relationship of neighbors who are friendly in the specific way that requires no actual intimacy. A wave over the fence, occasional borrowed tools, the comfortable non-relationship of people who live close without living together. He came through the fence gap after his dog and found me in the porch chair with the glass still in my hand. "You were very still," he said. "I was somewhere else," I said. He called 911 and performed CPR with training he had received 20 years ago and retained in the specific way that training retained through genuine emergency stays. 11 minutes. From my side, the porch, the bourbon, the wind chime, the 3 glasses, and the strange feeling in my left arm had released me with the specific quality of something that had been holding on for a very long time, finally letting go. Not the bourbon releasing me, something larger than the bourbon. Something that had been present the entire time I had been sitting on that porch, every Thursday evening, every bottle, every year, and had been waiting with the patience of something that does not run out of patience. Waiting for exactly this moment. I need to tell you what arrival felt like for a man like me. Not for a good man, not for a man with a clean record and a functional family and a reasonable account of his time on earth. For a man who had spent 56 years using a substance to avoid the full experience of being himself. For a man who had failed the people who deserved his full presence in the specific way that addicts fail people, consistently, comprehensively, with the specific cruelty of a person who loves genuinely and is unable to stop doing the thing that makes genuine love impossible. For that man, I arrived somewhere, and the arriving felt like nothing I had any right to expect. Not the cold, not the assessment, not the accounting that a man with my account would reasonably anticipate. The warmth, immediate, specific. The specific warmth of being in the presence of something that knows the full account and has already decided that the full account does not determine the welcome. I expected something else, I said. The place confirmed what I felt before the voice arrived. You expected what you would give yourself, it said, which is considerably less than what you are being given. Why? I said. That, it said, is the whole question, and the answer to it is the meaning of life. Show me, I said. Not with the confidence of a man who felt he had the right to ask, with the specific, desperate honesty of a 73-year-old man who had been running from a question for 56 years and had finally, on a back porch in New Orleans, run out of road. He arrived knowing everything. I want to be specific about what everything means in my case. Not the general everything. The specific everything. Every bottle. Every morning I could not remember. Every promise I made to Celestine that I did not keep. Every time I looked at my first wife Sandra across a table and chose the glass rather than the conversation she was offering. Every time I looked at my second wife Marlene and chose the same. Every moment of my grandson Marcus watching me with the specific eyes of a child who loves you and is beginning to understand that love alone does not make a person reliable. He knew all of it. And the knowing did not produce what I expected the knowing to produce. You know who this is, he said. Yes, I said. And the yes came from somewhere I had not accessed in a very long time. Somewhere below the bourbon and below the armor that the bourbon was maintaining, and below the specific identity of a man who had decided somewhere around 1975 that certain parts of himself were not worth saving. The yes came from underneath all of that. From the part that remembered, dimly and distantly, what it had felt like to be 17 years old before 1967 happened and the armor started forming. Every bottle, he said. Yes, I said. I was there, he said. For all of them, he said. I had no response to that for what felt like a long time. Why? I said finally. Because you were there, he said. And where you are is where I am. Even the porch, I said. Especially the porch, he confirmed. Now, he said, let me tell you what I wanted to tell you there. When you were ready to hear it. He said something before the 7 meanings. I have it written on the inside of the sobriety chip I was given at my first AA meeting after returning. Not because I am a man who writes things on chips, because I needed it somewhere that I would touch every day. He said, the meaning of your life is not the sum of your failures. The meaning of your life is the truth of who you were before the failing began and who you remained underneath it. And I am going to show you both. Before the failing began, I said. Yes, he confirmed. There wasn't much of that, I said. 17 years, he said. Before 1967, I said. Yes, he confirmed. Tell me about before 1967. I went back honestly. Before 1967, I was a boy from the 9th Ward who liked music and was decent at school and loved his mother and had a quality that the teachers called, in the language of that era, sensitivity, which was not always a compliment for a boy from the 9th Ward. He was too soft, I said. They said. Who said? He asked. Everyone, I said. My father, the neighborhood, the specific culture of what it meant to be a man where I grew up. And in 1967, he said. I went quiet. You don't have to say it, he said. I know it. I know what happened, he said. And I know what you did with it for 56 years. I drank it, I said. Yes, he said, because the alternative, he said, was feeling it. Yes, I said. Earl, he said. Yes. The sensitivity they told you was a weakness, he said, was the most valuable thing you had. Tell me the meaning of life, I said. I said it directly because I am a direct man when the armor is gone. And the armor was gone. I could give you the universal answer, he said. But, I said, but the universal answer, he said, lands differently for different people. And for you, for a man who has spent 56 years using the question of his own worth as the reason not to receive what is available, the universal answer would slide off. I would dismiss it, I said honestly. Yes, he confirmed. So instead, he said, I am going to give you the personal answer, the specific meaning of your specific life. That's different from philosophy, I said. Philosophy, he said, is the map. What I am giving you is your specific address. 7 things, he said. 7 parts of the meaning, he said. Of your life specifically, he said. Earl Dupree of the 9th Ward, he said. Of Burdett Street. Of 2 marriages and 3 jobs and 56 years of bourbon on a back porch. That life, I said, has a meaning, he confirmed, that is specific and complete, and that I want you to carry back. I didn't think I'd be going back, I said. You are going back, he confirmed. Why? I said. Because the meaning, he said, is not complete until it is lived. And you have living left, he said. However much you have left, he said, is enough to complete what I'm about to show you. Show me, I said. And he showed me 7 things about my life that I had been running from for 56 years, and every one of them was true. The first meaning, he said, addresses the foundational lie. Tell me, I said. You have believed, he said, since approximately 1967 that you were a mistake. I was quiet. Not in the explicit form, he said. Not as a thought you would have named, but as a conviction underneath every choice. As a fact, I said. Yes, he confirmed. As a fact so embedded in your operating system that you stopped questioning it. You simply organized your life around it. If I was a mistake, I said slowly, then nothing I did mattered much. And if nothing mattered much, then the bourbon was as good a choice as any, he confirmed. Yes, I said. Tell me where that conviction came from, he said. I went back to 1967. What happened that year, I said, made me feel like I caused it. Did you cause it? He said. I was 17, I said. Did you cause it? He said again. No, I said. No, he confirmed. But the feeling, he said, was that if it happened to you, it must mean something about your worth. The specific logic of a traumatized 17-year-old, I said, who never received help to think differently, he confirmed. So I accepted the conclusion, I said, and drank on top of it for 56 years, he confirmed. The conclusion was wrong, he said. Not gently, directly, the way you tell someone something important that cannot afford softness. You were never a mistake, he said. The things that happened to you, he said, were not evidence of your worth. They were evidence, he said, of a world that failed a 17-year-old boy. Not evidence of what he deserved, he said. The first meaning of your life, he said, is that you were worth everything it cost to make you. The second meaning, he said, is about continuity. Tell me, I said. You believe, he said, that your life is a series of disconnected failures. That the person you might have been, the sensitive boy from the 9th ward who liked music and was decent at school, was lost somewhere in 1967, and what followed was a different person. A lesser person. Yes, I said. That is exactly what I believe. It is not accurate, he said. Tell me what is accurate, I said. There is a thread, he said, that runs through every year of your life without breaking, through the marriages and the drinking and the jobs lost and the mornings you cannot remember and the Thursday evenings on the back porch. What thread? I said. The sensitivity they told you was a weakness, he said. It never left. Evidence of that, I said skeptically. Because I don't see it. The wind chime, he said. I stopped. Celestine gave you a wind chime 8 years ago, he said, as a small gesture from a daughter trying to reach a father who had become unreachable. Yes, I said. And you still have it, he said. I still have it, I said. Why? He said. I searched honestly. Because she gave it, I said quietly. Because she was reaching, he said. Yes, I said. The man who kept the wind chime, he said, is the same man as the boy who liked music. The thread held, he said, through everything. The person who received the wind chime and kept it is not a lesser version of who you were. He is the continuation, he said. However battered, he said. However difficult to see, he said, the thread never broke. The third meaning, he said, is the hardest one. Tell me, I said. The suffering you caused, he said. The people you hurt by being unavailable. By choosing the bourbon over the relationship every time the choice was presented. Sandra, I said. Marlene, Celestine, Marcus. Yes, he confirmed. I need you to see it, he said. All of it. Clearly. I know it, I said. Knowing and seeing are different, he confirmed. He showed me, not as condemnation, as clarity. I saw Sandra at 34 asking me to come to Celestine's school play, and me making the promise, and the promise evaporating by the afternoon, because the afternoon had its own logic that promises could not compete with. I saw Celestine at 9 watching the door. I saw Marlene at 47 asking me for the last time to choose differently, and the specific moment when she understood that I would not, and what that understanding did to her face. I saw Marcus at 7 asking his mother why his grandfather smelled funny, and the specific answer she gave, kind, incomplete, insufficient. That was the answer of a woman protecting a child from a truth he was not old enough to hold. I caused all of that, I said. Yes, he confirmed. I am not going to tell you it was small, he said. Thank you, I said. But I am going to tell you something else, he said. What? I said. The seeing of it, he said, is not the end of the account. There is more? I said. There is always more, he said. The suffering you caused is real, he said, and it is not the complete story of what you were to those people. It is one chapter, he said, not the whole book. The fourth meaning, he said, is the one that changes how you understand the drinking. Tell me, I said. What were you reaching for? He said, in every glass, in every bottle, for 56 years? Escape, I said, the standard answer. From what specifically? He said. From feeling, I said. From what specific feeling? He said. I went deeper. From the feeling that I was fundamentally alone, I said slowly. That there was something in me that other people could not reach and that I could not offer. A gap between me and everyone else that I could not close. Yes, he said. And the bourbon, I said. Temporarily close the gap, he confirmed. Chemically, without the vulnerability of genuine connection. It felt like belonging, I said. For a few hours. Yes, he confirmed. The cruelty of it, he said, is that the substance produces the temporary sensation of what the person is actually seeking. Connection, belonging, relief from isolation, while simultaneously making the genuine version of those things less accessible. It solved the problem and caused the problem, I said. Yes, he confirmed. And what I was actually reaching for, I said. Was this, he said. I understood immediately. You, I said. The specific connection, he confirmed. The specific relief from isolation. The specific belonging that I'm offering you right now. I was reaching for God, I said. With bourbon. You were reaching for what you were made for, he said, with the only tool you had been given. That is not an excuse, he said quickly. I know, I said. But it is an explanation, he said. And the explanation matters, he said. Because you were never reaching for destruction, he said. You were reaching for this, he said, and you finally arrived. The fifth meaning, he said, is the one you need most. Tell me, I said. The people you loved badly, he said. Sandra, Marlene, Celestine, Marcus. Yes, I said. The love was real, he said. I felt that arrive somewhere very specific. I know I loved them, I said. That was never the question. The question, he said, that you have been carrying is whether the love reached them. Whether a love expressed so badly could be received as love at all. Did it? I asked. He showed me. Not as a comprehensive review, as specific moments. Celestine at 12 doing homework at the kitchen table. Me sitting nearby. Not helpful, not focused. Present in the unreliable way that was the best I could manage that year. But present. She knew you were there, he said. The presence registered, even the unreliable presence. She told her teacher once, he said, that her father was complicated. That is the word of a child who has not given up, he confirmed. She could have called me absent, I said. She called you complicated, he confirmed. Because she had enough evidence of something real to complicate the simple dismissal. The wind chime, I said. Yes, he confirmed. She reached because she had received enough to believe reaching was worth it. The love got through, I said. Imperfectly, he confirmed. Insufficiently, but through. And Marcus? I asked. Marcus, he said, remembers something. What? I asked. A Tuesday afternoon when he was 5, he said. When you sat on the kitchen floor with him for an hour and showed him how to play a chord on a guitar. I remember that, I said. So does he said. The love, he said, does not require perfect delivery to leave a mark. The sixth meaning, he said, is the reframing. Tell me, I said. You call most of your adult life wasted, he said. 56 years of drinking, I said. What would you call it? Expensive, he said. There was something in how he said it that carried both the weight of the cost and something else, something I did not have a word for yet. Expensive, I said. The years cost you and the people around you an enormous amount, he confirmed. I do not minimize that. But, I said, but waste implies nothing was produced, he said. And that is not accurate. What was produced? I asked. A specific quality of understanding, he said, that cannot be produced any other way. What understanding? I said. The understanding, he said, of what it is to be in the grip of something larger than your willpower. To know that you love people genuinely and be unable to stop doing the thing that damages the love. To wake every morning with the intention of doing better and watch the afternoon arrive and the intention dissolve. I know that experience completely, I said. Yes, he confirmed. And there is a very large number of people, he said, who need to be in the presence of someone who knows it completely. The AA meeting, I said, a thought arriving before I understood it fully. Yes, he confirmed. The specific credibility, he said, of a man who has been where the people in that room have been, not as a recovered person looking back, but as someone who lived every inch of the territory they are in, is exactly what certain people in certain rooms require, he said. The years, he said, produce the qualification. For the work, he said, that remains. The seventh meaning, he said, is the clearest one. Tell me, I said. You are going back, he said. I know, I said. I had felt the turning for a while. What you do with the time remaining, he said, is the completion of the meaning. Tell me what I'm supposed to do, I said. Not arrogantly, with the specific directness of a man who has been beating around the bush his entire life and has no interest in doing so now. 3 things, he said. Tell me, I said. First, he said, stop drinking, not as a moral achievement, not as proof of willpower, as the act of a man who finally understands what the drinking was reaching for and who now has access to the real thing. If I have the real thing, I said. You have no more use for the substitute, he confirmed. Second, he said, call Celestine. I was quiet. Just call her, he said. Not with a prepared speech. Not with explanations and justifications and the history of why things went the way they went. Just call her. What do I say? I asked. Tell her you love her, he said, without the condition that she respond in any particular way. Third, he said, tell this story, he said, the one I have just given you. Not to everyone. Not on a stage. In the room where it will do the most good. The AA meeting, I said. There is a man in that room, he said, who is 71 years old and who has been deciding for the last 3 weeks whether there is any point in continuing. He needs to hear, he said, from someone who was on the porch, he said, that there is a point. I'll tell him, I said. I need to ask you something, I said. Ask, he said. The people who feel too far gone, I said. The ones who look at their account, the years, the damage, the people hurt, the versions of themselves that are unrecognizable from who they started as, and conclude that the account is too large, that the debt cannot be paid, he said. Yes, I said. What do I tell them? I asked. He was quiet for a moment that felt deliberate. Tell them, he said, that the concept of too far gone assumes that what matters is the distance traveled in the wrong direction. And it doesn't? I said. What matters, he said, is the direction of the next step. Not the distance, I said. The direction, he confirmed. One step in the right direction from a very long distance is worth more than 1,000 steps in the wrong direction from a very short one. Because the direction, I said, is what can change, he confirmed. The past distance is fixed. The next step is not. And the people who have traveled the longest in the wrong direction, I said, are not further from redemption, he confirmed. They are simply more practiced at believing they are. The practice of believing they are too far gone, I said, is itself the thing to change, he confirmed. Not the distance, he said. The belief about the distance, I said. Yes, he confirmed. Tell them, he said, that the man on the porch in New Orleans thought he was too far gone. And he came for him anyway, he said. Tell them, he said, that too far gone is not a real place. It is a belief, he said. And beliefs, he said, can change. The 7 meanings were complete. I had what I needed, more than I expected, more than a man with my account had any right to receive. And then he asked me something. Earl, he said. Yes, I said. What did you want to be when you were 10 years old? He asked. I went back, not to 1967. Before that, before the armor, to a boy in the 9th Ward who was sensitive in a neighborhood that did not always know what to do with sensitivity. A musician, I said. The word arrived with something attached to it, something that had been preserved underneath everything the years had put on top of it. Tell me about it, he said. There was a man on our street, I said. Mr. Turode. He played trumpet. He was not famous. He played in a bar on weeknights and in church on Sundays, and he moved through the world with a quality that I did not have a word for at 10. What quality? He said. Like he knew what he was for, I said. Yes, he confirmed. I wanted that, I said. The knowing what you are for. And then 1967, he said. And the armor, I said. And the bourbon. And the years. And the guitar, he said. I still have one, I said quietly. I know, he confirmed. I never got good, I said. You got good enough, he said, to teach Marcus 1 chord on a Tuesday afternoon. That was 1 chord, I said. That was 1 moment, he confirmed, of being exactly what Mr. Turode was. A man who knew what he was for, I said. Even for 1 hour, he said. Even imperfectly. Even through all the years. You always knew what you were for, he said. You just forgot for a while. Darnell was still there when I came back. He had stayed. I do not know why. We are not that kind of neighbors, had not been that kind of neighbors in 9 years of living adjacent to each other. but he had stayed. He told me this in the hospital, sheepish about it, the way men of a certain type are sheepish about anything that looks like more care than the situation seemed to require. "You stayed," I said. "Seemed right," he said. "Thank you," I said. He nodded, the way men of a certain type accept gratitude, briefly moving on. "You going to be okay?" he said. "Yes," I said. He looked at my face. "Something happened," he said. "Everything happened," I said. "The first thing I did from the hospital, before I called anyone, before I made arrangements, before I thought about logistics, I asked for water. Not coffee, not juice, water." The nurse looked at me as she brought it, a slight surprise at how simply I asked for it, as though water was sufficient. It was. Celestine came to the hospital the second day. Not because I called her, I had not yet, because the hospital had called the emergency contact, which she was still listed as, which was itself a kind of communication I had not made consciously. She walked in and stood at the foot of the bed and looked at me. "Dad," she said. "Celestine," I said. I had the prepared speech ready, the history, the explanation. I did not give it. "I love you," I said instead. She looked at my face for a long moment. Something in what she saw made her sit down. "I know, Dad," she said quietly. "I know." The man he told me about was at the third meeting I attended. I did not know immediately that he was the one, but I had learned to pay attention to faces in a way that the bourbon had made impossible, and that sobriety was restoring, slowly, imperfectly, but restoring. He sat in the back left corner, 71 years old, the specific quality of a man who had come because he had nowhere else to go and who was deciding in the hour he sat there whether going had been worth the effort. I told my story when it was my turn. Not the polished version, the honest one, the back porch, the 11 minutes, the 7 meanings, the specific account of a man who thought he was too far gone and was told, on the other side of 11 minutes, that too far gone is not a real place. When I finished, the room was quiet. The man in the back left corner was looking at me, not at the story, at me, the way a person looks at you when they are deciding whether to believe something important. After the meeting, he found me at the coffee table. "How long were you gone?" he said. 11 minutes, I said. "And you came back," he said. "Yes," I said. "Why?" he said. It was the most important question anyone had asked me. "Because," I said, "there was someone in a room who needed to hear that it is not too late." He looked at me for a long time. "It might be too late for me," he said. "That," I said, "is the belief we are going to work on." He came back the following week. He is still coming back. That is the completion of the meaning. Earl Dupree, New Orleans, Louisiana,